My name's Joanne Baker, also known as Puff Mama. Well, we do cannabis baking, and I also run a comedy club. That's what I do. Well, we're here at the CHAMPS trade show. I've been here prior. It used to be called the Treating Yourself Expo, but I've been here since the beginning pretty much. And this year we decided to bring our comedy club. And these guys are stand-up comedy people. That's a weird thing, stand-up comedy people. Stand-up comedians. Sandra Badalini and Phil Luzzi, they run a show in our club called the Bong Along. And we like to have a lot of fun, so that's what we're doing here. Officially, it's a private club, and it's out in the east side, Queen and Broadview. But we mostly like to have stand-up comedy. It's my passion, and instead of being open during the day, we're only open for shows. Keeps us out of trouble a little bit. Instead of having also a lot of open mic situations, we'll bring in real big comics. So like Brendan Walsh is coming. He's a great comic. And we get a lot of big-time comics coming in, depending on who we ask. And we bring them in, and we green them out in our room, and they go, "Oh my God, I get so high," and they laugh. And then it's a good show. I worked at a stand-up comedy club for years before, and I produced shows before I opened the club. So it is a passion of mine. I like smart comedy. I like, thinking outside the box kind of comedy, and a little dirty comedy. I don't know, we like it uncensored.
Rogan or Rogan, whatever.
Yeah, that's Rogan. He's been to the club a couple times. Can't afford a contract with him, so when he's in town, hey buddy, we just like email him, hey, you know where we are, huh? So when he can, he comes over, and sometimes he's in town and he can't get over, and everyone's like, was he there? No, not this time, but yeah, he's a good guy actually. He's a very down-to-earth guy. But a lot of the comedians that are involved with him, we do drag in, like Red Band's been there, and Duncan Trussell. Who else has been? Oh my God, there's a list. Anyway, long story short. It was actually at a drinking party. Anyway, it was a joke because we were kind of doing shots and drinking, and we were challenging each other on the, how much we're doing. I said, "Oh yeah, fuckers, I could do this, and I'll smoke weed while I do it, and I'm still fine, beat you." And we were making a joke, so they called me Puff Mama. From a drinking game. Anyway, long story short, stuck years later, and I made it into a business. There's tons of blogs on my site about edibles, and I think it's a much healthier way to go than smoking, although, we smoke, we vaporize, we do it all. Edibles get you to a certain peak that smoking never will, so I don't know. I think it's a new generation of people coming out, too, that really embrace eating it versus smoking it. There's a lot of people I know that are like, even comedians that'll come in, we call it Mafia Payoff, and we give them some cookies when they're on their way out there. Here you guys go. And once in a while we have comedians and performers. A burlesque girl recently actually did not smoke any weed. She's very high-end performer too. And then she's like, "Oh, but maybe I'd eat a cookie. That would be all right. That wouldn't hurt my lungs." So that's all she was worried about is her voice. And off she went with cookies. But I just also think that it's a lot of people really, it's more hands-on. So if you do it yourself, it's like people who are growers as well. They have a more hands-on approach than if you're just a buyer. I don't know. So my site encourages people to make their own, big time.
Do you have any favorite things to cook?
Well, I'm really sick of brownies. So I really hate it when people ask to do that, but I don't know, I'm kind of getting into it in non-sugary foods, like in regular food, and I made a cheese ball recently. That was fucking awesome. And people were dipping the crackers in the cheese ball, but you can put it in anything, like pasta, pizza. There's that pizza place in BC now. And then, so long story short, you can put it in anything.
And the site is
puffmama.ca, puffmama.ca, and our club's called the Underground Comedy Club. Actually, Underground Cafe and Social Club is officially the registered business name. But there we go. Fun times. What?
And the second piece is that they find that cannabis works. It helps them.